Hey, what's up, everyone? This is not only personal documentation, but will probably also be posted online to my YouTube channels or whichever social media platform that I choose to post this. This was a video of Rosie watching something go back and forth while we were on our way back home. I was watching it. You can see the time in the top left as I was screen recording this live on the Genie Mercury camera. Alright, this is not what I was going to talk about. You know how I shared previously how Benson had vanished, then reappeared, then the other cats acted strange. They ran out of the garage, and then there was Benson, just staring at me, and then he did this weird smile, which cats don't do. I've never seen that in my life. Showing his teeth and smiled, from grinning from ear to ear, and looked at me, and he winked. That was another weird thing. His right eye just kind of winked like you know. I said, "How did you?" And he just winked like, you know. I put his food and water down, canned food, hard food, water, and he just went through the motions pretending like he was going to eat and drink, but he didn't. Just hovered over it and then walked side to side like a shapeshifter. Walked out of that garage. The other cats they were leery of him. They ran away. Then he disappeared. Later he came back and it was him. That later was him. But when he first returned, he had this. It's like Daffy Duck. That's not like Daffy Duck. He first returned. When he first returned, he had a brownish color to his fur instead of all black. With he has like a few white hairs on his chest, and then under his chin, at his chest, and then he has all black fur. But he was brownish when he returned. Then also I saw that strange, that it's like things trying to make me seem like I see a snake or something, and then it wasn't. And the cat's been seeing and hearing a lot. Well, later, a cat was running through the yard. Mama saw it out the restroom window. And I saw her, and I said, "Where are you going? Midnight, where are you going?" And she she side to side, sporadically runs away from me. Usually they follow me. She ran away from me. And then just ran toward the barn across the road, the neighbor's barn. And then just looked back at me, jumped across the fence, went to the woods toward the barn. That wasn't her, because seconds later, here comes Midnight, running in front of my feet, steps in front of me and growls toward wherever, and just looks straight ahead, and goes like, as if protecting me, and brushing me with her tail, putting her scent on me with her fur scent, with her tail. She always tries to protect me, just like Lisa, her daughter, does. They all try to protect me. They all act like they're guarding me. But then, the next night, I'm outside taking care of things, checking on things, taking care of the animals, taking care of the cats and the dogs. And then I go back in the house. And after that strange encounter that took place, I had another encounter with strange situation. I open the door, look out. Tom, the mostly calico cat, he's fine. Next thing I know, I turn around, I go in the house, I open the door. He jumps up when I open the door that time and look at him. He jumps up on top of the grill outside on the porch. I turn my head down to the left and I raise up. Next thing I know, he's like, crying, just frantically crying as if he's in agonizing pain, and I noticed blood everywhere all over him. and I noticed he had blood. Just he was crying, telling me to come toward him. I was just like, okay, or I was like, oh my goodness, are you okay? He looked like something had just he had blood on his fur, his body, and there was blood dripping from his paws. And I told Mama, I opened the door, I came back in the house, and I said, Tom is bleeding all over his paws, and he's crying at me. Something's wrong. And he's like wanting me to come toward him. He wants me to come to him, just like Midnight, which it wasn't her, but she wanted me to follow her. Benson, the cat that was there, wanted me to come to him. And then he wanted to lead me somewhere else. Then later, that week at night, Tom had blood all over his feet, and his feet were just bleeding, and he was just walking in circles and barely can stand to have his feet touch the ground. It's like every time his feet touched the ground, it burned and hurt, and he was just stomping his feet and walking in a circle, and crying in pain. And then I reached down, I grabbed this paper. I was going to grab some paper towels and help wipe off his paws, and I raise up, and he's jumped off or whatever and gone. He's just gone. An hour or two later, there's Tom. His feet aren't bleeding. His paws aren't bleeding. His body's fine. He's perfectly normal. So either that was something playing a trick on me, seemingly like trying to get me startled. That's the way it seems to me. Or trying to get my attention and get me to follow it, because when Simba has gone missing and other cats of ours have just vanished, I'll hear them meowing that sound just like them. And I'll holler, Kitty? Kitty? And it'll sound like they're calling me, or hollering back, trying to get me to go to the woods or go somewhere else or come toward them. And it's some sort of trickery. Alright, I know this sounds crazy to some, but you all know you are my this is my one of the only places besides with my parents that I can share these types of encounters and experiences and feel as though I have a place to openly share these experiences without being judged as crazy. And I know what I witnessed, and I could pass a test on it. I could literally just tell you right now what all I couldn't list it all. It could fill a book, which I wish I had have written every experience, the time and date down that I had the experience, and wish I had made a book of it. My parents they both told me I should have made a book of all of these encounters and experiences, but these are just a few from the past week. Peace. Signing out. I have another one that I want to share very soon, but don't want to overload you with experiences at once. That's all for now.